The World Cup is over and there is a new champion. After weeks of matches played in the United States, Mexico, and Canada, Spain finally hoisted the trophy after defeating the previous World Cup champion Argentina last night in New York. It was a triumphant moment for La Roja and Captain Rodri Hernandez, who were for some reason joined on the podium by an 80-year-old man who did not play a single minute for the Spanish side. That's President Donald Trump, who not only participated in presenting the trophy to the newly crowned champions, but awkwardly remained on the podium, posing as if he'd won the World Cup himself until he was gently ushered away by FIFA boss Gianni Infantino. It was the second time that Trump had inserted himself into a championship football team's big moment since returning to the White House. A year ago, he made FIFA Club World Champions from Chelsea visibly uncomfortable as he hung around to pose while they celebrated winning that tournament last year. Last night's awkward moment for the Spanish side might have been a bit uncomfortable for Trump as well, considering he spent months bad-mouthing Spain and the Spanish government over their contributions to NATO and their immigration policies.
Spain is a wasted cause. We don't want to do any trade business with Spain anymore, by the way. I'd like you to cut it out. Spain is a terrible partner in NATO.
The president's appearance last night was his first time at this year's World Cup. But even though he avoided attending any matches before last night's championship, he still managed to insert himself into the tournament this year in characteristic fashion by putting himself at the center of the World Cup draw, moving it to the Kennedy Center and appearing there to be presented with a made-up peace prize by Infantino. And his administration made things more difficult for both FIFA and at least one team this year by banning a Somali referee from entering the U.S. to officiate and by putting onus restrictions on Iran's national team, forcing them to move their training camp to Mexico and prohibiting them from entering the U.S. except on game days. And just 2 weeks ago, Trump set off a firestorm after he intervened with the FIFA president to get the one-match suspension of American striker Folarin Balogun lifted, sparking outrage from all corners over the heavy-handed move. But even after the U.S. side lost to Belgium, despite Balogun's presence on the pitch, Trump defended the bizarre intervention.
But how do you penalize him for a game that hasn't been played yet? It's very unfair. You can't do that. So, yes, I asked for a review by FIFA.
The president's presence at last night's match, following a weekend spent golfing in New Jersey even amid the ongoing war with Iran, appears to have left a bad taste in the mouths of people I spoke with here in Washington.
I think, when it comes to the politics, just stay out of it, and he shouldn't really, be making it about him more than anything else.
And last night he was at the final and presented the trophy to World Cup champion Spain, and then he stayed to get his picture taken with the team as they hoisted the trophy that they had earned. What do you think about that?
The thoughts about that, again, he just, puts himself in spots that, especially with everything else going on, with the prices of everything and just the war that shouldn't be happening. I think he should be focusing on other things than that.
Did you watch the match last night?
I did.
And what did you think of the president being there to present the trophy and then sticking around to get his picture taken?
I think he should have been doing some work instead of parading around like he always does, inserting himself into everything. He just talks and doesn't do any work, doesn't do anything for the American people, only for himself and his billionaire buddies in Israel.
What did you think of the American president being there and being there when the trophy was presented and then sticking around to have his picture taken with the trophy?
That should not be fair. That should be only the people that play the owner of the FIFA World. Donald Trump should not be there.
I spent about 2 hours here by the World War II Memorial in Washington talking to people about what they thought of the World Cup and the president's appearance there and his participation in some of the events over the last few weeks. And not many of them wanted to appear on camera, which I suspect is a testament to the climate that the president and his administration have created here in Washington, where people do fear speaking out because they could be attacked by the president's supporters or suffer other consequences if their views might be made known. But what I can tell you is the verdict on Trump at the World Cup was almost universally negative. The president may want the U.S. to host this tournament again, but the fans are giving him a red card.